family is like talking to Meet The Frasers over here. You should see the shit I'm seeing. Your father goes, Matt, she didn't even think I made it to heaven, he says. Right away, your father just said to me, he says, Matt, he goes, my daughter was not expecting for me to come through and I was not the one that she wanted to hear from, he tells me.
Yes.
Because he says to me, Matt, she's going to shit her pants and she's going to be like, there's no way you're talking to my father. There's no way you're talking to my father.
I am shitting my pants.
Well, listen, just don't. Oh, my God.
I told Cheryl when we came, I said, I have not heard from that son of a bitch since, like, he's the only one that died.
He did.
I have not heard from him. And
your father is here when I'm connecting. By the way, he thinks this is so funny that he can come through like this because he says to me, Matt, he goes, I try to screw with my daughter from the other side. He says, I try to send her signs. He says, but she never stops. Your father tells me that you're constantly going a million miles an hour. He goes, and Matt, how the hell can I reach her? He says, when she doesn't take a minute to just relax. Your father tells me you need to start sleeping. He tells me that you're up 24/7. He says, you're always doing shit. And your father says to me, Matt, he goes, can she take some time for herself? Can she take some time for herself? One of the things that your father tells me is this. He's coming through because he says to me, Matt, I got to tell my daughter that I wish that I would have gotten to tell her before I died just how much she meant to me here in this world. When I'm connecting, you and your father had an up and down battle with their relationship here in the physical world. He says, Matt, I loved her, she loved me. He says, but also, he says, I did things in my life that I was not proud of, he tells me. And one of those things was pushing my daughter away. He said to me, I'm sorry for pushing you away. He says, I'm sorry for the distance that came in between us because he just showed me visions of the two of you not speaking here in this world. He says, and Matt, she thinks about this all the time because there was time that you missed out on with your dad.
yeah.
He says to me, Matt, you don't understand. My daughter holds on to this right here. She's got this pain right here. And your dad says, I'm here to take that away. Because he wants to let you know that at the end of the day, he says, I was your father. It was my responsibility to repair things. It was my responsibility to be there for you. And your father says to me that on the other side, what he needs you to know is this. He says, even though I didn't tell you this here in this world, you lived up to every expectation that I had of you as a daughter. And he needs you to know that. But I also got to tell you, when I'm connecting with this man, he was also very sick here in this world when I'm speaking to him. And when I'm connecting with your dad, he tells me that his moods would be out of control here in this world. Like he'd have these mood swings. Some days he'd be fine, and some days his moods would just be out of control. He says to me, Matt, please tell my daughter I didn't mean to be like this. I was in constant pain. I was in constant pain. And he tells me that. So whatever had happened, I feel this going through him. And I also see at one point, it looks like he was taking pain medications or different pills here in this world.
Yeah, they weren't prescribed.
Okay, listen, I didn't ask him for the doctor's note. I'm just telling you what I see. He shows me a night table, and I keep seeing pills that are here.
Oh, yeah. That
So-
was Dad.
Do you know that that's what was causing these anger issues? That's what was causing all of these things, because he's showing me, Matt, I was trying to treat my pain. This is what I had to do.
Yeah.
So know that what your dad wants to let you know is that he's taking this opportunity. He says, because Matt, you need to ask my daughter for my forgiveness. He says, I need her to just forgive me. He says, because there were many times within life that I didn't get to be there for her. There were many times in life that I didn't get to acknowledge her. He says, and I want to let her know that I'm sorry. Because throughout life, he tells me there were so many moments that you felt that your dad pushed you to the back seat and put everybody else first. He says, you need to let her know that now that I'm in spirit, I am watching over her every single day. He says, but stop keeping tabs on him, because you say, oh my God, I heard from this one, I get signs from this one, I don't sense and feel my father. And he also tells me, oh my God, I love it when your loved ones throw you under the bus. Your father goes, Matt, she didn't even think I made it to heaven, he says. Your father said he made it, and he also wants to thank you for the shit you put in his casket, by the way. He tells me you packed him with all pictures and things in his casket before he died.
Yeah.
And I see like cigarettes in the casket and like these random things in the casket.
Probably some meth and...
I don't want to know. Your father says to me, he goes, Matt, he goes, let them know that I want to thank them for the send-off that they gave me.
Yeah.
Talking to her family is like talking to Meet The Frasers over here. You should see the shit I'm seeing. And I don't know what happened with your family as well, because they showed me they had a ton of animals that were here. There was always animals when I'm connecting. And who the hell lost the bird? There's also a bird that's here.
Wait, that was him. That wasn't me.
That bird's here in heaven trying to talk to me.
Well, that's good. That was his bird.
He's there with the bird on the other side.
That's good.
But I don't like what I'm seeing. I see your father like blowing smoke in the bird cage.
Right? Okay.
No,
Yep.
it's his way of acknowledging from the other side that he is okay, that he is with you. But your dad wants to let you know one thing. Oh, no. He says, Matt, my personality hasn't changed, but I want to let my daughter know one thing. That on the other side, I think about her every day and I'm with her every day. He says, and you need to feel that. Because every day he tells me that you think about the moments that you missed out on here in this world. And your dad wants you to know that even though you missed out on some closeness here in the physical world, he says, let her know that I'm with her every day, I am by her side, and I am safe in that peace.